And everyone, please bear with me for another presentation. So here, as we are starting the technical academic sessions, first I would like to introduce virtual OSOCC. If you are new to virtual OSOCC, I would like to explain what it is. It is a website, online tool that has facilitated communication of national and international responders, as well as other relevant parties such as UNDAC, OCHA, to exchange information and monitor the disasters, and also start coordinating right after the incident. So having virtual OSOCC really allows international responders and affected countries to communicate from the time of incident and then share information quite effectively. So this is how virtual OSOCC looks like when you Google the word. First, you have to log in with your ID and password. And in case you are not familiar with VO, and if you are responders, and especially international responders, I would encourage you to create your account, because we are going to use this in this exercise as well as in the real disaster situation. Creating a VO account, of course, it requires you to fill in your personal information, your full name, email, as well as phone numbers, and also your position and organization. So all of the posts that you make on virtual OSOCC, it will come up with your name. And once you log into VO, this is how it looks like. There are different tabs on the top. You can see there are disasters, simulations, training, meetings, discussions, etc. And when you see the disasters tab, you can actually monitor what are the current disasters occurring in different parts of the world that have been paid attention by international community. Breaking emergency means that it is an emergency that might escalate into international response, and an emergency means that the mega disaster that really need a close attention. So this is the disaster, the different tabs on the top. And then when there's a big disaster, you will see the emergency tab. And so disaster tabs will be activated either by affected country or UN OCHA. But simulation tab, whoever wants to practice using VO can create simulator tab. And this is how simulator tab looks like. It is exactly the same structure as real emergency discussions. And then on left side, you can see different discussion items. Overall situation, operational environment, response coordination. So some of the parts are designated to affected government or probably UN entities who are in touch with affected government can post the latest information. And also, if you can see the discussion topic for international responders, you can add comments in there. And just for this exercise, and for the future response and the future simulation that you're going to organize, I would like to show how to add discussion as your favorite. As I showed you in a few slides ago, there are so many discussions on virtual OSOCC. But if you have a bookmark certain discussions, then it will show up on the right side, as you can see on the screen. Just like this. And this can be done by clicking the stars in this discussion board. It's quite simple. So whenever you want to highlight something or bookmark something, you just click the star mark in the discussion. And if you are international team that is responding to an emergency, you need to update your team information so that the affected government can monitor your capacity and when your team is actually arriving into the country. To do that, you can go on the left top, add relief team. And when you click the add relief team, you will find the template. If you have already used VO and created your team profile, then you can copy from the template that you have developed earlier. But if not, you can create a new template. And then, if you already have a template already created on the VO, then you can search your fact sheet by searching the types of the team, your team, and also by countries. And then the list will show up. So you can choose the template from the list that you searched for. And then, whenever you use a template, don't forget to update it. It is not an issue when you create a new template, but if you're using the standard template, don't forget to update the team details in according to the response and the deployment that you're taking on. So there are different information that you have to fill in, and if you're inside classified teams, you know exactly what you need to fill in, your team type, the number of team, the scale of your team, and logistics, etc. And if it's EMT, also it is accordance with the EMT fact sheet. And please make sure that you update the contact, the team focal point in the base at the sending country who's going to support you, and then also the team leader's contact on the ground, so that whenever someone needs to contact your team, there's a way to contact. And also there's a useful tips, which is to add co-workers here at the bottom. If you add co-workers, these co-workers can edit the team fact sheet when the person who developed the fact sheets cannot access to the VO. So for example, your team liaison officer will create this VO, put the status up on VO, and then if the person is in somewhere transit, and then these co-workers can edit the information on behalf of you. And the reason why it is important is that in fact sheet, it is very important to update the status of the team. And those status of the team has to be updated in a standardized manner. For example, when you put the team status as a monitoring, that means you're observing the situation. And when you put standby, that means your team is ready to deploy, waiting for the request or waiting for the confirmation. And when the team has decided to deploy and when the team started to mobilize, then you change the status to mobilizing. And once you arrive in the affected country, then you change the status to deployed. And then when you complete your mission and leave the affected country, you should change the status to mission completed. And if your team has been monitoring the situation and then being on standby, but somehow if the team decided not to deploy to this specific response, please put stand down. And the reason why it is important to change the status is because by monitoring BO and monitoring those different status, it will allow the affected government to see your status. And then if the team put the status as deployed, it will allow everyone to understand which teams are in country exactly. So this is really important for us to know where the teams are and what the next move is when we coordinate international response. And before I wrap up, I would like to show the key difference between summary and comment. So once you create your virtual OSOCC account, you can put information in the virtual OSOCC, different discussions. If you are a normal user, if you are responding teams, you can only make comments. And then only a moderator of the virtual OSOCC can make a summary. The reason why we have different rights to different role or different functions or different responders is to avoid duplication or overlap of information or create confusions. So some response coordinators have higher status in VO, which allow us, which make it possible to edit the discussions. And those persons who can edit the summary are actually the coordinators. So if you are assigned as UCC, User Coordination Cell, or if you are assigned to Sector Coordination Cell, or if you are working at the EMTZC doing the coordination, please contact Insurance Secretariat or whoever that is being deployed with you, the UNDAP members, to change the status to moderators. So we can give you the right to edit summary so that you can post a summary of the situation while everybody else can only make comments. And also I'd like to show another tip of VO. When you see VO, you see different colors. And different color of text means the different times that the information has been posted. If the text showed up in red, it means the information is very new, within 1 hour. And then up to 3 hours, 1 to 3 hours, the text changed into brown. And then if the information gets older, to 3 to 6 hours, then it becomes green. And then from 6 to 12 hours, it will become purple. And then if the information is older than 12 hours, it will be showed up in black. So you can, when you frequently check VO, you can check which information is new by checking those different colors. And it will allow you to see the latest updates all the time. Yes, and before I close my presentation, I'd like to highlight why it is important for us to use VO. Because using VO allows us to share information timely to all relevant actors. We are using the same platform, we are monitoring it, we are posting information to the same discussion, so the information flow is very smooth. The information will come from national actors, international actors, and then it will allow all of us to be on the same page. And also, it will allow us to communicate very efficiently. If someone put the comment, everyone can read it. So this comment might be, if you, for example, if you put a question, where is RDC? And if someone posts the answers, then it's very obvious that everyone can get the same information where the RDC is. So it's very convenient tool to ensure the timely communication among different responding groups. And also, with the virtual OSOCC, there is a credibility in information. And this is the big difference between VO and other media platform. Right after the big emergencies, there are so many information come and go, especially if you're monitoring social media, X. There are so many vague information that you cannot validate if it's true or not. But VO, because all of the comments are made by individual account, which shows your name and organization, the information is very credible and valid. So this is also contributes the effectiveness of coordination. And also, when you create your virtual OSOCC account, you also put your contact details. So it allows us to easy to approach to you whenever we need to. And when you create the fact sheet, and then actually there's a function to download different fact sheet. So the listing up of the teams who are being deployed or who are monitoring, it is very easy to track. So all those reasons, VO will allow us to communicate right after the incident, even before we reach on the ground. And this is why we ensure that everyone has VO account. And this is why if you're inside our classified teams, you have to have VO. Thank you very much.